playoffs. You looked like a guy who's been comfortable in the playoffs the whole time, but is there a big difference going into this year's run versus, last year as a rookie, going through that process? Do you feel a lot different?
Yeah, I think just being a little bit more experienced, didn't play too many games last year and then kind of had a, limited role, not too many minutes. So kind of this year stepping into, some more minutes and playing in different situations, power play and whatnot. So, it's a little different, but, same mindset, just, come to the rink every day, try and get better, learn from the older guys who have been through this, kind of feed off them and just do what I can to help the team win.
Greg?
I know you didn't get a ton of time with them last year, but was there anything from the Downey Board, telling you to show Ryan and stuff on as far as experience and applying and kind of playing some role?
Yeah, I think they just, they brought it every game. They had the, that kind of workhorse mentality. When we needed energy, they brought it. They usually started games and, set the tone. So, when we're on the ice, I think we're trying to do that. So, all three of them were, good leaders and, could play in every situation. And, that's why they're, one for us. So, whatever I learned from them, just kind of trying to apply that.
Ed?
Ross, I think you might have mentioned this a few weeks ago, but, when the news guys came in, Hagel and Paul, they've kind of found their voice in the room. But what are they like? I think you might say, or someone else said about how they might be some of the loudest guys in the room now. How do they kind of bring that voice and that energy into the room?
Just, in different, areas, practice and whatnot, they try and lighten the mood. But, I think I've mentioned it before, come game time, they're both gamers and, can flick a switch. So, I think, when, after periods, they're coming in the room, giving their 2 cents and whatnot, and, just kind of not sitting in their stall being quiet. Everyone respects their opinion. We brought them in for a reason. They, both know how to win. They both know how to score and, can play in any situation. So they've been great for us, and, I expect them, to continue to be great.
Right there.
Russ, just being from New Jersey, is there any extra added excitement for this series for you? And do you have any friends or family coming to watch?
Yeah, definitely have some friends and family coming to the building. In terms of, grew up, love the Devils, so always had some, disdain for the Rangers and came to so many, playoff games at the Rock and whatnot. So feels like yesterday, me and my brother were, taking the train in to watch the Devils and Rangers and that, what was it, I think 2012, went to every home game. So it's pretty cool, pretty special. So kind of just crazy to sit here today to, go out on MSG and play. So I'm definitely excited.
Cooper, I mentioned that when Corey Perry talks, there's no fluff or BS to it. Like, it kind of just makes sense. Like, I remember any piece of advice he's given or something he said on the bench or something that really stuck out to you this year, just being with him?
Yeah, definitely. I think I want to say it was in Toronto maybe or right before the playoffs. We had a team meeting, and it might have been when we were in that skid. I think Corey kind of, asked for, everyone's attention in a meeting and just said, like, being in the finals against us the last 2 years, he goes, you guys don't realize how tough it is to play against when, we're playing the right way. And that's kind of just buying into the system of, playing smart, keeping a guy high, and, being tough to play against in the D zone. And then the offense comes from that. So when he said that, it kind of went a long way, just, from a guy that's been on the other end of it. So I think guys have kind of bought into that, and I think we've seen that these last two series.
In front row.
What do you remember from the Henry goal and kind of that 12 series?
Yeah, I just remember I just fell in love with Zach Parise and Ilya Kovalchuk. The Henrique one, I think I was at like a Sweet 16 or something, and we didn't even care what was going on. We were all on our phones and going nuts when it went to overtime, and then for him to score, it was pretty crazy. So I just always remember those, and then I always loved Ryan Carter, Steven Giunta, the way they played. I just always thought that they brought energy, and growing up, I remember I was just like, they were the fourth line, but I just loved the way they played. I thought they always brought it and showed up in every situation, so it was pretty cool.